All right, so these factoring problems are a combination of things that we've done this year, but also maybe some things you did in Algebra 1. So let's get started. I'm going to do this first column as an example, and then you're going to be responsible for doing the other two, and they're pretty much like the one you see over here. So the thing we haven't talked about a lot this year yet is when you have a GCF, right? GCF stands for greatest common factor. And so you always should look for that when you're approaching a problem to factor. So like when I see this problem right here, I'm like, okay, well, what divides into both 16 and 24? And also I got some x's I can take out. So 4 goes into 16 and 24, but also 8 does. I want to take the greatest, biggest and best thing. So if I divide these both by 8, I'm going to be pulling out an 8. And I can take at most x squared away from them. So I want to take that out so I can see what's left. So if you want to, you can divide right here, 8x squared. You can put that there to kind of help yourself, but you don't have to. Anyway, 16 divided by 8 leaves you with a 2. X to the third divided by x squared leaves you with an x, minus 24 divided by 8 leaves you with a 3, and the x squareds are gone. So if these have nothing left in common, then you know you did a good job taking out the biggest thing possible, the greatest common factor. Okay, and 2x minus 3 can't be factored anymore, so I know I'm all set, nothing to do. Right here, this is just a good old one we've been doing recently. A trinomial has that 18 there, so I'm going to put my negative 18, I'm going to put my 7, I'll use 9 minus 2, and we're done. X plus 9, x minus 2. So that's just regular old factoring. Right here is kind of like a combination of the last two things. I see that these are too large. Like it kind of looks like this, but there's more going on. So, but I do notice these all divide by 2, and they all have at least x squared that I could pull out, kind of like we did up here. So I'm going to pull out 2x squared. So in my mind, I'm dividing these by 2x squared. 2 divided by 2 leaves me 1, but I don't really write it here because I still have x squared left over. 16 divided by 2 leaves me 8, and x3, take away 2 out here, leaves me 1 more. Plus 24 divided by 2 leaves me with 16, and x squared is gone. So now when I look at this, I forget about this 2x squared when I go to do my factoring with my 16 and my negative 8, but I still have to write that in my answer. So let's see, 4 and 4 I'll use, minus 4 minus 4. Okay, so I have 2x squared and x minus 4. I'll have x minus 4 twice, so I think I'll be fancy and put a little square power, and that's it. All right. This row right here, these are perfect squares. I got x squared, I got 81 y squared. So what I'm going to do, I'm not even going to draw an x. I could if I needed to, but it's kind of more simple than I don't really need to do all that work. So I'll put my two parentheses, they have nothing in common. I'll split up my x, kind of like taking the square root of it. Square root of x squared will be x and x. Square root of 81 is 9, and I'll put part of that y in each spot. So 9y and 9y. If one of them is plus, one of them is minus, that makes my negative 81. But also it makes the outside and the inside cancel, and so that's why there's no middle. Okay, next row is just what we've been doing recently. I see nothing in common, so no GCF to worry about. Let's see, 3 times 12, so negative 36, and then negative 5. I use 9 and 4, so negative 9 and then 4 here. I'm going to have to divide these by 3 because I multiply by 3. So this makes 3, so I'll be putting x minus 3 and 3x plus 4, or the other way around. All right, over here, nothing in common. 8, 38, and 9 don't have a GCF, so I will 8 times 9 is 72, and then 38 down here. All right, so this is where this is kind of annoying. So what multiplies to 72 and makes 38? I think 36 times 2. So when those numbers get kind of large, it's annoying. So yeah, and everything's positive, so I'll just leave it like that. 36, I could divide this by 8 and divide that by 8. Now, 36 over 8 does not divide, but it does reduce by 4 goes into there. Makes 9 and 2. 2 8s reduces to 1/4. So now I can have my final answer. 2x plus 9 and 4x plus 1. And let's check out, make sure. I got 8x squared. The outside is 2x, and the inside is 36x, making my 38, and 9 times 1 is 9. Okay? All right. So this guy, this is like perfect squares, but there's just a higher power. So if I want to split up x to the 4th, I would split it up x squared and x squared. Split up 81, 9 and 9. and then one of them is plus and one of them is minus. Okay, and at x to the fourth this makes, the negative 9x squared and positive 9x squared cancels out, and then I have 81 in the back, negative 81 in the back. But when I look at that, be wary of when it has fourth power there, because look at this x squared minus 9. That basically is kind of like one of these up here. So I'm going to factor that again. X squared plus 9 cannot be factored anymore. It's prime. With a plus in the middle, the signs won't work out. It doesn't factor. So this guy, I'm going to split up that x squared. I'm going to split up the 9 plus 3 minus 3. Okay. All right, last one here. So this is kind of the worst kind because there's a GCF and then it's a three-parter, so it's going to be kind of like one of these up here. Okay, so these all divide by, I think, just 2. 3 goes into 6 also, but not these, so I'm going to be taking out a 2. And they don't all have an x, so I'm just going to take out a 2. When you do yours over here, you'll be taking out, looks like just taking out an x. Okay. All right, so let's see. And I gotta check that one. I wonder if I did that one correctly. I might change that right there. I'll make sure I didn't mess up on that. All right, so let's see. Leaves me a 3x squared minus 17x plus 10. All right, so I'm going to do my work here. 3 times 10 is 30 and negative 17. So this 2 is sitting out here. It's going to be part of my answer, but I'm not going to use it anymore over here. So let's see. How about 15 and 2? Negative 15 and negative 2. Divide those by 3. You see how I'm not thinking about that 2 anymore. So that makes 5. So x minus 5. And then 3x minus 2. Just check that out. 3x squared, negative 2x, negative 15, negative 17, yep, and positive 10. Okay. All right, so it's your job to do these guys over here. And I'll see you later. Bye-bye.